gentlemen, welcome to the March 2026 meetup of the Barcelona Bitcoin Hub. Today, here in collaboration, in partnership with the Barcelona Finance Hub by Attico, in this amazing and emblematic venue of the Barcelona Stock Exchange. So when I arrived today, a couple of you mentioned me, is this really the stock exchange? Yes, this is, and we're going to hear more about it in a couple of minutes. My name is Jordi Young, I will be your host tonight, and this is not a one-man show project, so I'm just part of the Barcelona Bitcoin group that is run by my partners, General Kenobi and Lightning Law School. They are like miners interested in Firefish, if anybody is interested in loans or asking for loans, ask Law School. So the goal of today is to talk about investment in Bitcoin, but not Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin itself, the commodity, the token, but Bitcoin companies, right? And that's why we have today with us Dr. Khushboo Kullar that will explain us her experience investing in companies in Bitcoin. But before we start, so quick raise of hands. Any investors in the room interested in investing, right? So for those of you that have come here for the first time, I would like to give you an overview of what do we do here at Barcelona Bitcoin Hub. Our purpose is we are like a hub where we can meet, we can reach each other, we can talk, we can network to talk for professionals in the finance space and also for newbies and for experienced Bitcoiners. Now, it's we try to explore the intersection between Bitcoin, between economics, finance, and politics. And how do we do this? We do this through live, in-person events once a month. Now, important, we are not here to talk about price. We are not here to talk about trading. And definitely we're not here to talk about shitcoins or any other type of tokens, right? So if anybody was expecting this, sorry, this is not for you. You're free to leave. Now, we talk only in Bitcoin. Now, we do a lot of things, and this is a special day for us. This month we are celebrating the first year that we've been running those meetups. So thank you all for your support. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kenobi, for inviting me to be part of this. Thank you, Losco, for being part of this and inviting me. And thank you, all of you, that not only come and participate in these in real life events, but also participate in our Telegram group and follow us in our YouTube channel. This is just a screenshot of a couple of videos of the presentations that we've done. We talked about the Bitcoin journey, a new Bitcoin age, Bitcoin versus crypto. For those of you interested in sovereignty and digital sovereignty, I did talk about Nostr. I work for a Nostr company. If anybody of you registered to be here today, you use the company I work for, I represent, Atlantis. This is a Nostr company. So all of you, just because you registered to this event, you have a new Nostr identity and a Bitcoin wallet. You even didn't know about it. So we also talked about introduction to economics, politics, treasury companies, and many more videos. So please take a picture to this slide if you want to see the rest of the videos of the presentations that we've run here, and if you want to engage with us. The purpose of that Telegram group is not just to look around what people is talking about, but to continue the conversations that kickstart in events like this one. Now, this is just what we're doing, but there is more going on in Barcelona. So for those of you that are interested in hikes, in going sometimes and going out and about and finding other Bitcoiners like you, in a more relaxed way, I recommend you to join the Bitcoin Walk, organized by a group guys at the end. If anybody's interested, say hi to him. I was there with him last Saturday with a couple of others that also attended. For those of you that are interested in something more cypherpunk, something more hardcore, like mining, like creating your own node, running a different, or how do you organize liquidity between this channel and this other, we have another community I'm part of as well called Barcelona Bitcoin Only. For those of you that are interested in just random gatherings with random people, just with no agenda in place, just I want to go and meet fellow Bitcoiners, I recommend you to join Trobadas Bitcoiners, Bitcoin meetups. that the beauty of it is that they not only happen in Barcelona, but across all the geography of Catalonia. And for the developers, we also have BitDevs Barcelona. BitDevs happens the last, I think, if I'm not wrong, the last Wednesday of every month. And the structure is that they meet following the Socratic seminar style. Now, I know that this sounds like a lot. Please take a picture of this QR code. Aleix, one of our members as well, created a website that combines and explains everything that I roughly mentioned now with the links to all these communities. So this is bitcoin.barcelona. Now, there's more. we're almost ready. So in a couple of months, there will be a conference that is called the Barcelona Cyphers Conference. And we are so happy that today the organizer is here. So I would like to invite Rafa on stage to tell us a little bit more about it. Thank you, Rafa.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for letting me talk about the conference here, Losku, Kenobi, and Jordi. So Barcelona Software Conference is our own conference, actually. So we are going to talk about sovereignty, of course, mining, permaculture, privacy, and encryption, crypto anarchies, etc., etc. A lot of good stuff there. We have, well, you can have here the website. Early bird tickets are already in place. We're going to have 2 days, May 29th and 30th. The 30th, we're going to finish the talks and workshop at noon, and then we're going to have a barbecue until 8 to increase the, let's say, the networking and to share, etc., etc. So I invite you to this. This is the second one, just to prove that the first one was not an accident. So now it's so, and everybody, I mean, you will enjoy it. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rafa. So here you have, take a picture of that 10% discount. And we also do more stuff. And I would like to present you our next meetup, not today's, but for our next month. We're going to talk about the future of electricity grid with Javier from Brains. So if anybody of you is interested in Bitcoin mining, so save the date, next month. We'll share more information on the Telegram group as well, and you'll be able to register. You can take a picture. So before we invite our speaker, I started saying that we are running this event in collaboration, in partnership with the Barcelona Finance Hub by Attico. So I'd like to introduce on stage the manager of this space. So please, Núria Manils, come on stage and tell us a little bit more. What are we doing here?
Gracias, Jordi. I'll try to be short. Go to the next one, please. I just have a couple of slides. Answering the question on what is this space, yes, it is still the stock exchange building of Barcelona. It's just been, reconditioned somehow. So out of the 9 floors that the stock exchange still owns, 5 of them are for the Barcelona Finance Hub. Within these 4 floors, are for co-working spaces. So we have now around 300 workers, co-workers on the finance industry working from here. And the 9th floor, which is this one, it's more the social area place to have this kind of meetups, etc. Also with a cafeteria, with a terrace that you will see later on. And still the 4 floors below us are still the operations of the stock exchange. This used to be the economical department of the Catalan government before this hub was here. And before that, there used to be the commissioner, la CNMV for the Spanish speakers. That was a few years ago. But today we talk about financial innovation here. So it's kind of been reconditioned for that. I just want to, every month that we do these meetups, I try to bring something new of what's going on what we are doing, so we are all catch up. This is the news for this month. We are doing the 2nd edition of the Future Finance Summit Congress on 6th and 7th of May. This year we'll have, last year we had the Future Finance Day, with just one journey. This year, as it was pretty successful last year with more than 300 people attending, we are having a summit on 6th and 7th of May First day will be here. I'll tell you more about that. And second day, we are bringing this summit into Attico Diagram, which is a new co-working that we are opening in Poblenou, which is the biggest co-working of the south of Europe. So it has 20,000 square meters, and it's a perfect venue for hosting this second edition. So on second day, so on 7th of May, we are going to have around 10 different discussion panels with keynotes, etc. We are talking about DeFi with cryptocurrencies, digital assets, compliance, different aspects. So if you're interested on that journey, you have a website where you can download the entire agenda and see the speakers and the different companies that are supporting us on that. And for those who are interested on the startup day, which is happening here on the 6th of May, this has a free entry. The other one has a ticket cost. That's why I'm telling you this. Because in this one, we are hosting a couple of different panels. One about investment in startups in the finance industry, followed by a panel on team scaling startups, etc. And we have a speed dating that connects corporations and investors with entrepreneurs. And we have a pitch competition. So if that somehow sounded interested to you because you're an investor, because you know an investor, because you are an entrepreneur, because you know an entrepreneur, you can register here and select the category that you want to participate. That's the news for this month. I tried to be brief, so I led you with today's exposition. So I'm happy to catch up if someone is interested. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nuria. So now that you know a little bit more about what's going on in this building, in this hub, let's get into it. So, today's agenda, we started with the introduction. Now Dr. Khushboo will tell us about venture capital in Bitcoin. We will finish around 1920, and we'll start the networking, and we can all discuss with the people that we just met, what are the things that we like, and if you'd like to stay in touch. Then at the end of the event, before 9, if anybody wants to keep the conversation, we're going downstairs, across the street, to have dinner and continue this conversation. So, we kindly ask you to please stay silent, just listen, and enjoy the presentation of Dr. Khushboo Kullar. So please come on stage and tell us more about venture capital in Bitcoin.
Thank you, Jordi.
No problem.
Thank you, the organizer. I mean, guest Kanabi, of course, you as well. And I know few familiar faces. It's so good to see you here. Tom, I know, Juan, of course. And yes, I can personally vouch Barcelona Cypher Conference. I was part of it last year. It's amazing. I mean, kudos to you. You should, I mean, if you're in Barcelona, do check it out. Okay, so let me ask you first a question. Like, I just saw two hands when Jordi asked, like, who are, you know, who have invested in, you know, Bitcoin companies. So are you, I saw two hands, so I just wanted to ask you, have you invested in Bitcoin companies, or you are non-Bitcoin companies investors? So, I mean, can I ask you guys? I guess you raised the hand.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. So you generally invest in tech startups or traditional ones. Okay, no problem. So, okay, I'll keep it very simple. I'll not use the jargon words, and I'll just try to explain, you know, why Bitcoin companies, and if someone asks me, you know, like, why not Bitcoin as store of value? Well, you have a choice. It completely depends on your appetite, how's your risk appetite, what you believe in. But if your question is why Bitcoin, then this is not for you. I mean, you need to first understand the fundamentals of Bitcoin as a protocol. Then comes the companies around it. So if you're very clear about the protocol, if you're clear about what Bitcoin is about, then it makes sense. Just to start with, I'll give you my introduction. I'm based out of Singapore, and I work for an US-based firm which is called Lightning Ventures. We invest in Bitcoin companies. So our investment thesis is pretty simple. Anyone, you know, building around Bitcoin is what we invest in. We don't do tokens, NFT, crypto stuff, not at all. Till now, we have invested in 43 Bitcoin companies, and we do investment all around the globe, almost all jurisdictions. And apart from that, we have another platform which is called Thunder Funder, which is a crowdfunding platform. So for Lightning Ventures, you have to be an accredited investor, and if you are non-accredited investor, you can also invest via Thunder Funder, which is a crowdfunding platform. But there the companies are only US based companies because we have license only for US entities, but the investor could be from anywhere across the globe. And also I'm part of Amity H, which is a Prospera based company. It's a Honduras based company, and we do Bitcoin mining, and we have a mining pool as well. And I actually take care of financial services where we offer Bitcoin backed loans at around 4 to 5% annually. And also we also partner up with other OTC desks to provide our clients OTC services. So these are the two ecosystem that I work around. And I'm an ex-banker. I used to work with a Japanese bank. It's called Mizuho. And from there I switched, but before that I was part of a Indian exchange. They were trying to build an Indian exchange. I'm originally an Indian based out of Singapore. So you know how the regulations and compliance is in India. It's pretty tough. It's still tough. We still have capital gains around 30% and 1% TDS on top of that. So there's still no clarity when it comes to Bitcoin or crypto. It's a tough market. Yeah, so after that I joined Lightning Ventures, and I used to angel invest in tech companies as well as Bitcoin companies. So this became easier for me. I'll not get into the jargon words. I will just keep it very simple. So this is what I believe in. Like, you have two choices. Either you keep investing in Bitcoin as store of value, or you understand the protocol and you know that this is gonna be, you know, like expand. Like it's similar to internet. You know, there were a few companies in the beginning that had a vision and they kept on making products around it, and there were companies that failed. In fact, it's a trend that 90% of startups fail. That's like beat any industry. So even Bitcoin companies also follows the same trend. Top 3 reasons are: first, no product market fit; second, no capital, you know, and third, the team. You had the wrong team, or the founders were not aligned, you know. So it's across all industry, be it Bitcoin, be it traditional, be it tech. This is what is true. So this is what the reality is. I'll go to this one. So this is how I explain everyone. So this is the branch. The branch is the protocol. But these are the, sorry, this is the trunk, and these are the branch and leaf. So branch and leaf grows, you know, at the time it takes, the gestation period is less. So the more you invest in this becomes stronger. Otherwise, if nobody is investing here, if nobody is investing in the companies, and if everyone is investing in just holding the Bitcoin, then there will be no ecosystem. It's just be a store of value. You have to understand, like, there could be an infra, there could be like a crowdfunding platform, or there could be a wallet, though they're not making money at the moment, but it takes at least 7 to 10 years. If you have patience for 7 to 10 years, then this is the game for you. If you're looking for, you know, quicker returns, no, it's not. You need to have, you know, like, focus. And okay, let me talk about the data. We are competing with crypto, that's true. We are competing with money when it comes to investment money. That so if you talk about Bitcoin investors, pure Bitcoin investors who don't invest in other crypto stuff, there are a handful of VCs. The amount is so less. And if you compare the data, 2021, 2022, 60 billion went into crypto. And out of that, only 500 million went into Bitcoin. So you can just see, I mean, it's not justified. But because crypto is like pump and dump, crypto is NFTs, token, quick money goes there. Bitcoin is slow, it takes time, and people do not have patience to even understand the concept, the protocol. They feel like, oh, that crypto is making money, it's simple, and in fact, even when it comes to the price action, when I compare crypto with Bitcoin, people are like, oh, that's cheap. I mean, I don't want to comment more on that, but you can understand, like, without getting into it, they're like, oh, it's cheap, but Maybe after 6 months, you will not even see it on an exchange. It's gone. There are a lot of coins. I mean, up to you. So there's an opportunity here. It has just started. Believe me, it has just started. And even if you see like a crossing the chasm curve, you know, we're early. If you are here and listening to investing in Bitcoin companies, trust me, you're not late. You're too early, still too early. People feel like, oh, it's been 16 years, but you know, am I too late for this? No, you're not. You're not. Trust me. I mean, there's a total addressable market that still it's too big to tap on. So here comes the opportunity. If you pick the right market, if you know what you're building and for whom you're building, if you're trying to solve the problem, this is the thing for you. I know there will be some startups or ventures that will be a moonshot project where you know, okay, it's gonna take longer. Like for example, Nvidia, it took so much time for them. But if someone compare it and they're like, no, I don't want to invest in Nvidia at that point of time, I mean, they're lost. So if you understand the protocol, if you understand what Bitcoin is, how powerful it is, how permissionless it is, borderless, as a monetary system, you will understand that it's competing with fiat. And it's competing with all the financial products that you can think of. Like we started with Bitcoin-backed loans. I do not need a reason. I will not treat my client, okay, what are you buying, what are you taking loan for? I don't care. You have BTC, I'm suggesting you don't sell it, put it as collateral, get the fiat and buy whatever you want to buy. You want to buy a car, great. You want to buy more Bitcoin, go ahead. This is what we are trying to do. We are trying to replicate financial products because we are trying to show how superior this is. And it doesn't matter from which jurisdiction you are. So, and there are plenty of ventures building around it. So for example, I can talk about Lightning Ventures. Where do we invest? So we invest in Lightning and core infrastructure. So the word Lightning comes from, we are very inspired by Lightning Network. So we completely believe in the technology. It's been so many years that we have been doing it, knowing that it's gonna take time. It's very obvious it's not gonna happen overnight, and we came into the picture because we knew, you know, that okay, 90% is gonna fail, but my 10% is gonna return my money. So that's what we are betting on, and we are betting on the team. We do proper due diligence. We do, you know, see the pedigree of founders, and if that fits in. So these are some of our portfolio companies. I think you might have heard a few of them. Breeze, Ibex, Start9. Start9 is doing wonderfully well in terms of revenue. So this is like one of the good examples. So is Breeze and so is Ibex. Then is the financialization and security. So Unchained is one of our profitable company based out of US. So this is something, and digital is also doing well. This is also two great examples. When someone asks, does Bitcoin companies make money? Yes, they do. They do. You need to choose. I mean, you could be wrong somewhere. That's a learning process. You always learn. And I always, when someone asks me, you know, how should I start investing? I would say become an LP where you can start investing with $1,000. So you will get the investment memo of a company. You go through it. You know how much is the market, what they are building, what problem they are solving, who's on the cap table, how much money they are raising, what money is going where, like how are they going to deploy the funds. That's very important. And do they have a roadmap? Do they have a vision? Are they just, and they pivot also. So nothing wrong with that. I mean, if the faster you fail, the faster you pivot, that's the kind of team, that's the kind of company we are betting on. And we invest in early stage companies. We do till Series A. So even if you have you do not even have a product, but you have a vision and you know what you are building. So we do invest. Our check size would be smaller for that. It could start from 100K, but we are not the lead investor. We do follow-on rounds. So if, for example, if Ego Death Capital or if Stillmark or Fulga Ventures and investing in you, even if you have a soft commitment from them, so we are the next stop for you. And Third is consumer tech and on-ramp. Relay, it's a Swiss-based company. Some of you might have heard of it. They are doing superb. They have also got into Bitcoin-backed loans now. Then Strike, of course, Jack Mahler's company, everyone knows. They are doing superb. So these are some of the portfolio companies. We have Geyser also, which is a crowdfunding platform. They're helping other ventures. So that's also a European company. And then, of course, geographic arbitrage. One is BIPA, which is a Brazilian company, and the next one is Azteco, which is a very simple. They give you vouchers, and you can use it. It's for common people. It's for everyone to understand what Bitcoin is, how to use it as a medium of exchange. So these are some of the companies we have. A complete list, but I'm just trying to make a point here that it's not one sector that we are focused on. It's if we believe in infrastructure, then we do invest. So for example, we have a company called Krobo, which is into remittances. Very simple business, and they allow you to remit money from US to other countries. So that's a very simple business they do in. That's the thing. And now if you have to compare the crypto VC model and the Bitcoin VC model, we invest in a Delaware company. It could be from other jurisdiction as well. And Delaware is a mandatory for Thunder Funder. That's why I've written Delaware here, because for Lightning Ventures, it could be from any jurisdiction until it's not sanctioned. And whereas crypto, I don't know how do they do due diligence and what is on their cap table, and do they even have an underlying business or not, that I don't want to comment on. But this is what we do, we follow. It has to solve immediate real world problem, and it needs to generate actual revenue. It doesn't matter how much the revenue is. What I want to see is, if you're making $50 in first quarter, are you making $60 in next quarter? That's the kind of trend we are looking at. That's the kind of thing we are looking at. We are not delusional around it. We know it takes time, so that's completely okay for us. And okay, now the question comes, Bitcoin has the corporate hurdle rate. Should I hold Bitcoin or should I invest in companies? Well, you can hold Bitcoin, but you will always be triggered by the price. The moment right now the price, whatever the price is right now, you'll be like, oh, let me sell it off. But keeping your money or investing money in a Bitcoin company locks your fund for a good amount of money. If it gets an exit, early exit, or if it gets IPO like Fold did, amazing. We also had a successful exit for a company. Our investors made money. So the range, it could be as quick as 3 years, or it could be as slow as 10 years. It's a long-term game. So if you're thinking of a long-term game, then investing in Bitcoin companies is the game for you. If you want to learn it, then becoming an angel investor and investing in small early stage companies, I would suggest that. And also I can if you have Bitcoin on your balance sheet, that's also great. Because I know few companies like DDC, which is like a Hong Kong company. Last time when I did a panel with them, they had like 1,000 BTC on their balance sheet. Now they have like 2,000. It's a food company, ready to eat meal. It's a listed company. The board members, it wasn't easy for them, but the board members understood that we are fighting against fiat. Whatever money we are keeping as a profit or on our balance sheet, end of the day it's fiat. No matter which fiat you're talking about, but it's eroding, it's devaluing. And by the time you will realize that I have this much fiat on my balance sheet, it'll lose value if it is fiat denominated. But if it's BTC denominated, that's where there are certain people that are not into Bitcoin companies, not building something around Bitcoin companies, but still they're holding money. But I would suggest to hold Bitcoin on your balance sheet only when you have an underlying business. That's very important, not just because it's a trend, just because everyone is going after treasuries. No, you have to, everyone can't be Michael Saylor. So he holds around 720k Bitcoin. That's not a joke. I mean, and others are just following the trend and want to be a treasury company. No, you have to have an underlying business first. Then treasury company could be the next option for you. And also as an individual, if you are, I'm not suggesting, this is not a financial advice, this is my personal advice. Like even you can have like you can do commodities, you can do some money for stocks or US stocks or any stocks that you believe in, or tech companies, or invest in Bitcoin companies. It should be a good mix. But if it's Bitcoin denominated, it protects your money. That's something you need to shield. At the end of the day, I mean, you know what I'm saying. I just don't want to push something. And one more thing, like if you go with Bitcoin, that's the 50x or 60x in last 10 years. But if you go with a Bitcoin company, it might give you a return 364x. This is like one of the examples. It could be 100x, it could be 10x, 3x. But when you have a pool of, say you made 100 investment, I'm just giving you a random number, and out of those 90 fail, and out of those 10 succeeded. So when you even as a individual investor, you will realize if you have chosen the right winners, and if you know what you're investing in. After, it's not like if you don't understand the product, then I won't suggest it. But if you understand what they're building, for whom they are building, it could be a product which could be white labeled by banks, because before 2024 nobody was talking about Bitcoin as such. Now they're talking. When the ETF happened, now I'm seeing people suited up in conferences. They're all TradFi, banks, everyone. So now they all have focus towards Bitcoin. Why? Because they also know what they might be missing out. So if person who understands money, understands digital assets, stable coins, Bitcoin or crypto, whatever it is, I mean, why we want to be late on this trend? So it's just that please do your proper due diligence, do your homework, understand it. If the question is clear why Bitcoin, then comes small investment, and then comes a bigger investment. You have to go slow, because it's very important to comprehend and understand what you're getting into, and don't look for quick returns. It's not gonna happen. It's not crypto. Either you lose money, or I mean, no comments on that, but this is what, like, one of the examples, and this is what we do. So we have like a fund. So just to explain how VCs work, so generally they have fund. And they invest. So for example, you have a $10 million fund. So what we do is generally we will invest in different companies, so that $10 million fund doesn't go to one or two companies. It will go to several, say 10 companies, 1 million each. That's how we bifurcate our risk. That's how we divide our risk. And this is what Lightning Ventures does, and this is what most of the VCs does. And then we have syndicate, which is on angel list. So we put up a deal on angel list. We have around 2,000 LPs. Anyone who has, like in US, if you have a net worth of around $1 million or if you're earning 200K, you can be an accredited investor, and you can become a part of it, and you can invest in these companies with a very small amount, which is like starting from $1,000. And if you are very new, then crowdfunding is the thing for you, where you will understand it in a better way. The ticket size is smaller. Its minimum is $250. So this is how it works. And I mean, this is what we do. And yeah, that's all. I would love if you guys have any questions, anything. I mean, if you want to understand more about it, or if you still have doubts, I would really love to take some questions.
Perfect. I think that's what we were going to do either way. So thank you for.
Can I take like one or two questions?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do either way. We're going to do questions either way. So
okay.
I think a quick applause for Khushboo. And I'll be stealing this because
sure.
we're going to give it to the public.
Yes,
I have a question first. So you were talking about the hurdle rate of Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Could you tell us a bit more about that? Is it something like, hey, if you're investing in a Bitcoin company, that basically means that you are already like, you're in a rocket that is on top of a rocket type of?
Absolutely. If you're in Bitcoin,
Is that,
you are on a rocket because you're talking about Bitcoin denominated as